border action team. In Kupwara district of Jammu and Kashmir, 5 to 7 intruders killed. The Indian Army offers Pakistan a chance to take back the dead bodies. Pakistan is yet to respond to the offer. Today is the second and last day of BJP's Sansad Karyashala for the party parliamentarians in New Delhi. The session is aimed at imparting training to party MPs on various important matters. Prime Minister Narendra Modi to address the concluding session today. Mumbai faces severe waterlogging at several places following continuous downpour since last evening. Suburban trains on both the Western Railway and Central Railway are running at reduced speeds. The Met Department predicts heavy to very heavy rainfall in Thane, Raigad and Palghar. ISRO releases the first set of Earth pictures captured by Chandrayaan-2. The pictures were captured by the L-14 camera on board of Chandrayaan-2. The pictures show the Earth in different hues. In international news, at least 20 people killed in mass shooting at a shopping store in Texas in the United States. A young man is in custody and is believed to be the sole shooter. Investigating authorities say hate crime is among the possibilities. Namaskar and welcome. Thank you for joining us on the Midday News. I'm Mark Lynn. Here's our top story. Well, the Indian Army has asked Pakistani Army to retrieve the bodies of the BAT terrorists or regulars killed in the Keran sector of North Kashmir's Kupwara district last evening. The Pakistan Army has not yet responded to the Indian Army's offer to retrieve the Army personnel or the border action team terrorists that are lying near the line of control in the Keran sector of North Kashmir's Kupwara district since last evening. The Indian Army last evening had offered Pakistan this opportunity to retrieve the bodies of their personnel in the Keran sector for the last rites, and there was no response on that offer till right now. And last evening, the Army said that it had foiled an attack by Pakistan's border action team on the forward post along the LOC in Keran sector, killing at least 5 to 7 intruders comprising of Pakistani regulars or terrorists. The Governor of Jammu and Kashmir, Satyapal Malik, has said that the security situation in the state developed in a manner which required immediate action. And he said that there were credible inputs which were available to the security agencies regarding terrorist attacks on the Amarnath Yatra. So the governor requested the political leaders to ask their supporters to maintain calm and not to believe exaggerated and unfounded rumors being circulated all around.
It was our responsibility to see the safety of the yatris and tourists, because GOC has shown the weapons, ID, and lot of terrorists are sitting across the line to cross here, and most of them are fidayeen. If something happens, that would have the repercussions inside the country all over. So we wanted to avoid that.
And reacting to the situation in Jammu and Kashmir, the BJP spokesperson Shahnawaz Hussain has said that the people of Jammu and Kashmir need not panic. The government is concerned about the developments there, and so paramilitary forces have been sent there. He also said that people should not pay heed to rumors spread by the Congress and the PDP.
जो कश्मीरी हैं उनका कोई बाल बांका न करे, इसकी फिक्र हमें है. इसलिए वहाँ पर पैरामिलिट्री फोर्स गई है. जो आतंकी हैं, अलगाववादी हैं, उनको डरने की ज़रूरत है, न कि ज़रूरत है मुल्क से मोहब्बत करने वालों को डरने की. किसी को डरने की ज़रूरत नहीं है. अब महबूबा मुफ्ती और उमर अब्दुल्ला और कांग्रेस की फैलाई हुई अफवाह पर किसी कश्मीरी को ध्यान देने की ज़रूरत नहीं है.
With the deployment of an additional 38,000 troops in Kashmir, JDU MP KC Tyagi said that no one should question the decisions taken by the army in the interest of national security.
सरकार के पास कुछ इनपुट्स होंगे कम से कम सेना के मामले में किसी को प्रश्न चिन्ह नहीं करना चाहिए। केंद्र सरकार सुरक्षा बलों पर विश्वास रखना चाहिए।
And as the Amarnath Yatras, the pilgrims, Yatris that is, and the tourists continue to leave Kashmir Valley, Air India has said that it has reduced its maximum fare on flights connecting Srinagar to Delhi to under 7,000 rupees. Air India has further reduced the fare from 9,500 rupees and it's holding the maximum fare at 6,715 rupees Srinagar-Delhi and 6,899 Delhi-Srinagar route. This is till the 15th of August. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will address the valedictory session of the two-day workshop for the BJP MPs in New Delhi this evening. The Prime Minister inaugurated the workshop Abhyas Varg yesterday, and the training session is aimed at instilling discipline among MPs and sensitizing them on their conduct inside and outside Parliament. The Home Minister Amit Shah, Defence Minister Rajnath Singh and Party Working President JP Nadda are among those who are addressing the party lawmakers. Issues like the party's ideology and parliamentary procedures will be discussed at length during the workshop. All newly elected MPs will learn how to connect with the masses on issues related to public welfare. Last week, the party had communicated to all its MPs to ensure that they attend the workshop. The CBI is carrying out raids at Kuldeep Sengar's residence and at multiple locations in connection with the Unnao rape victims' accident case. All the recordings of CCTV cameras are being checked for further investigation. On the 30th of last month, the car in which the rape victim, the survivor, was travelling was hit by an overspeeding truck in Rai Bareli in Uttar Pradesh. Two of the victim's aunts were killed in that accident, while she and her lawyer were critically injured. Vice President M. Venkaiah Naidu today inaugurated the centenary celebrations of the Central Library of Patna University. He inspected rare manuscripts which were kept in the library. Addressing the function, the Vice President said the rich library is the temple of knowledge. And he also said that Patna University has played an important role in the development of society. The Vice President said that the rare manuscript of this university will be helpful for future generations.
एक समृद्ध पुस्तकालय अतः ज्ञान का मंदिर होता है। जीवन में पुस्तकों की महत्ता बताते हुए प्राचीन रोमन दार्शनिक सिसिरो ने कहा था, बिना किताबों का कमरा बिना आत्मा के शरीर के समान है। बोलने से पहले सोचो और सोचने से पहले पढ़ो, ये बहुत जरूरी है। फिर आगे बढ़ो, ये बहुत जरूरी है। हर विश्वविद्यालय का कर्तव्य और उद्देश्य होता है कि वह अपनी ज्ञान परंपरा से अखिल विश्व को लाभान्वित करे।
IAS officer Sriram Venkataraman has been sent to 14 days of judicial custody in connection with the death of a Kerala-based journalist K.M. Bashir in a road accident. The judicial magistrate went to the private hospital where Sriram was undergoing treatment and remanded him. The police has registered a case under section 279, for reckless driving and 304 for culpable homicide not amounting to murder of the Indian Penal Code. Sriram will continue to undergo treatment in the hospital and will be taken to jail once discharged. Heavy rain has lashed most parts of south and central Gujarat during the last 24 hours. More than 135 talukas in the state have recorded rain. Kambhat in Anand district has received 15 inches of rainfall. Meanwhile, normal life has been thrown out of gear following heavy rain in Surat, Valsad, Navsari, Bharuch and Dang in South Gujarat. With fresh spell of rain in the flood-ravaged Vadodara city, the district administration has issued an alert and advisory for the people. The Vadodara city has recorded more than 2 inches of rain. An alert has been sounded in low-lying areas following a warning of heavy to very heavy rainfall. The administration is ready to deal with any situation and the NDRF teams are still in Vadodara. And Deveshi now joins us from Ahmedabad with an update. Well, Deveshi, situation is looking bad Tell us about the rescue operations that are underway.
जी बिल्कुल मार्क, अहमदाबाद के जो दक्षिण में है पूरा साउथ गुजरात जो है, वहाँ पे सिचुएशन इतनी अच्छी नहीं है क्योंकि वहाँ पे पिछले कई दिनों में बहुत सारा रेन पड़ा है और जो हैवी रेनफॉल हुआ है उसकी वजह से स्थितियाँ इतनी काबू में नहीं रही है। बड़ौदा में वडोदरा जो है, वडोदरा में अभी बारिश नहीं पड़ी है, तो वडोदरा से जो पानी है वो कम होने लगा है और वहाँ पे रिलीफ वर्क जो है वो अभी चल रहा है। वहाँ पे जो सफाई का काम है और लोगों को रिस्टोर करने का जो काम है वो अभी चल रहा है और वो पूरा जोश में है। जो गुजरात के मुख्यमंत्री है विजय रूपानी, उन्होंने कल रात को ही स्टेट इमरजेंसी कंट्रोल का मुलाकात की थी और वहाँ जाके उन्होंने जितने भी साउथ गुजरात के ज़िले हैं उन सारे ज़िलों के कलेक्टर के साथ बात की थी और सबको उन्होंने सूचना दी थी कि सब हाई अलर्ट पे रखा जाए, किसी भी प्रकार की जो है वो गलतफहमी न फैलाया जाए और सारा का सारा जो तंत्र है उसको अलर्ट किया जाए। अगर बात करें अभी की तो जो खंभात है वहाँ पे एक दीवार जो है वो घसने की बात है, वहाँ पे 3 लड़कियां हैं जो छोटी छोटी लड़कियां थी उसकी मौत की खबर है और साथ साथ में जो नवसारी है वहाँ पे अंबिका नदी जो उफान पे है तो वहाँ पे भी एक पूर की स्थिति थोड़ी सी बनी हुई है। लेकिन पूरा जो एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन है उसको पहले से ये पता था, मेट डिपार्टमेंट के हवामान विभाग के बातचीत करके, तो वहाँ का जो पूरा तंत्र है वो हाई अलर्ट पे था और सबको जो इवेक्यूट जो करने की बात थी तो सबको इवेक्यूट भी करा गया था। आई थिंक साउथ गुजरात में ही 2600 से ज़्यादा लोगों को इवेक्यूट करके सेफ जगह पे रखा गया था। तो पूरी जो स्थिति वैसे कंट्रोल में है, लेकिन मेट डिपार्टमेंट ने भी अभी भी 48 आवर्स के लिए हैवी रेन का जो प्रिडिक्शन किया है, तो अगर अभी भी रेन पड़ती है तो स्थिति सामान्य नहीं रह सकती है। जी मार्क,
Right, you were mentioning in the end of your sentence about the forecast. Can you give us a more detailed forecast? What does the Met Department say? What's going to happen over the next 24 hours?
मेट डिपार्टमेंट ने नेक्स्ट 24 आवर्स और 48 आवर्स के लिए साउथ गुजरात के जो नवसारी है, डांग है, बड़ौदा है, सूरत है, अहमदाबाद जो सेंट्रल गुजरात का रीजन है, उनके लिए हैवी टू वेरी हैवी रेनफॉल की एक प्रिडिक्शन किया गया है, जिसके हिसाब से वहाँ पे जो पूरा तंत्र है उसको अलर्ट पे रखा गया है। और अगर बात करें अहमदाबाद की और सौराष्ट्र कच्छ की, मतलब पूरा जो गुजरात है, तो वहाँ पे भी हैवी, वेरी हैवी नहीं लेकिन हैवी रेनफॉल की प्रिडिक्शन की गई है। तो पूरा वैसे गुजरात जो है उनको उसका एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन को अलर्ट पे रखा गया है और अगले 48 घंटे या 24 घंटे में भारी बारिश पड़ सकती है। तो पूरा जो तंत्र है या एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन है उनको ये सूचना दी गई है।
Thank you, Deveshi, for joining us with those inputs. Moving on to our next story then. After incessant rainfall in several parts of Maharashtra, Nasik's Trimbakeshwar temple was badly affected. And after heavy rainfall, a flood-like situation gripped the temple. And also the IMD has predicted a heavy to very heavy rainfall for the next few days in Maharashtra. The Central Railway has cancelled 6 trains and diverted others due to heavy rainfall, waterlogging as well in Mumbai. And continuous downpour in Mumbai since last night has led to severe waterlogging at several places in the city, including Borivali, as well as Andheri, Santa Cruz, Bandra, Dadar and Mulund. Well, also the suburban trains on both the Western Railway as well as the Central Railway are running at reduced speeds because of the waterlogging obviously on the tracks. And according to the Central Railway, 6 trains have been terminated and 6 others have been cancelled. So the railway traffic has been suspended beyond the Ambernath, and this is on the harbour line as the water crosses 18 inches above the rail level. Also, the Met Department is predicting heavy to very heavy rainfall for today and tomorrow. So the city has received, as we know, 91% of its required monsoon rainfall till now. And this is a sad situation. Heavy rains lashing several parts of Mumbai. And Shama Mishra now joins us with an update on this on the phone line. Well, Shama, 91% of the rain has actually already been received, the monsoon rains. and the monsoons are not going anywhere. They're not going away. So we're going to have, at least in this part of the country, we're going to have excess rains, it looks like.
Yes, it does look like that we have already been getting excessive rains, and this is not just over the month. This is only in the weekends that we are receiving heavy rainfall. And if you see the sea over here, there is a high tide warning of around 2:30 p.m. and the high tides, the waves ranging of about 4.83 meters. That would be coming to Mumbai, and if you can see the visuals, these are the sea water that is already coming out, and the people over here have been warned that not to venture too close to the sea, or just to go towards the sea or to the rocks to have a selfie. And these people are advised not to take selfies. Elsewhere in Mumbai, we are to talk about the waterlogging. The good news is most of the low-lying areas, the waterlogging problem has receded from those areas, and also the vehicular traffic has started functioning normally. The air operations are affected. There were around 6 go-arounds, and there are 2 diversions. Also, we are to talk about the railway services. You've already mentioned about the suburban train services and the western services. So western services are working, but there is a delay. The suburban services are working in the patch of Kalyan to Thane, and that is also with a delay. Overall, if we are to talk, the entire vehicular traffic is functioning normally, with some places having a little bottleneck issue. The central railway services, western railway services are affected. Air traffic is affected a little bit. Also, we have seen a problem of landslide in the Rajiv Gandhi Nagar in Goregaon, where 4 people have been injured and they've been shifted to the hospital. So overall, we can say that the IMD has predicted more rains for Mumbai for the next 2 days, and we are all Mumbaikars, including the administration, are on alert. Mark.
But Shama, you did mention about that advisory not to go close to the sea and all the areas facing the sea. Now we can see lots of people behind you are just sitting and enjoying and looking at the rough sea coming and hitting them. So not taking this advisory very seriously, people. They seem to be, dealing with the weather as it comes.
Yes, it is Sunday, and people are here to enjoy the monsoons. And even when they know that there has been an advisory to them, they are coming out in huge numbers to enjoy the Worli Sea Face Marine Drive area. Even if you see the Marine Drive area, there are a huge number of people coming out here, and the waves that are coming out of the sea hitting the promenade, people are actually enjoying that. But also because Mumbai Police, the administration knows for the fact that these people, the Mumbaikars, won't listen. There have been deployment of police personnel throughout the Worli Sea Face area, the Marine Drive area, and also on the shores to keep a tab on people so that they don't venture too close to the sea or on the stones which are there, to prohibit the water coming towards the promenade. So yes, precautions have been taken. People have been advised, warnings have been given, but people are here to enjoy monsoons, and also they are here for the fact that they have been going through a lot of problems because of the rains, of waterlogging, of vehicular jams throughout. People have been complaining that there are no rickshaws, there are no taxis, the Ubers, the Olas are charging as high as 1,000. So yeah, they are here to have their bit of enjoyment, and some of them and most of them are cautious for the fact, and they're also advising people not to take selfies going on the rocks, not to take selfies going close to the sea. So yes, they are aware, and they are knowing for the fact that it could be dangerous, and they're not putting their life in danger.
Thanks very much, Shama Mishra, for those inputs, joining us from the Worli Sea Face. And also she did mention that there has been an advisory for people not to venture close to the sea because the seas are rough. And as we saw there, in fact, those visuals were very telling. They showed us that the sea face is actually quite rough. Moving on now, Karnataka Chief Minister B.S. Yediyurappa will conduct an aerial survey over the floods affected districts in North Karnataka tomorrow. Heavy rains and release of water from Maharashtra's Koyna Dam. This has flooded the districts, and people are facing misery. So a dozen families, in fact, were rescued from marooned Malwad village. And even as the flood water, the situation in the Krishna River worsened in districts of Belagavi, in Bagalkot, Bijapur, Yadgir, Raichur districts. This is all North Karnataka due to the heavy discharge of water from the reservoirs and from upstream reservoirs, of course, in Maharashtra during the last 3 days. And over 40 villages have been marooned. The people are stranded despite elaborate rescue operations launched by the Karnataka government. And adding to the woes of the villagers, heavy rains were reported from the western Ghats areas, coming down heavily there on the Belgavi district. And also the standing crops across thousands of acres of land were inundated by the flood waters and even entered many villages, marooning them. And the water also entered Belagavi city suburbs. Schools and colleges were closed in these districts. The incessant rain has lashed Belagavi city, as well as the storm water entered into several houses in low-lying areas. Chikkodi subdivision, the assistant commissioner there, Ravi, has also said that Athani, Chikkodi and Raibag, they are all affected due to the increase in the water flow in the Krishna River. Maharashtra has been releasing water at the rate of 1.64 lakh cusecs from various reservoirs in the Krishna River, and following heavy rains in that state. So the water has entered Belagavi district through the Rajapur Dam and on the border of Karnataka and Maharashtra from Thursday morning onwards. So this is a situation that's building up in Karnataka. And a second warning, in fact, signal has been issued at the Sir Arthur Cotton Barrage in Dobaleshwaram. This is in Andhra Pradesh, on the flood levels in the river Godavari, because the river has crossed the 13 lakh cusecs mark. It happened this morning. At 11 a.m., it was 13 lakh 43,836 cusecs flowing into the barrage, and also the same was discharged into the delta canals and to the sea. Now, as the surge of floodwaters continues, many villages in East and West Godavari districts continued to remain marooned. The famous Goshpada Kshetram on the banks of the Godavari at the Kovvuru. This was also inundated, following which temples were closed down. Also, the water levels touched 29 meters at Polavaram Dam construction site, but all access to the project remained cut off as the main approach to the sluice bridge was submerged. Now, for the 5th consecutive day, the island villages under the Devi Patnam Mandal of East Godavari district have been remaining in darkness because the power supply has been cut off. So NDRF and SDRF teams, they are carrying out the rescue and relief operations. The district administration has opened special camps to provide essential items, food, etc. to the flood-hit villagers. The Health Minister, Dr. Harshvardhan, has met a delegation of doctors of AIIMS. This is moving on to our next story. And Safdarjung, who had opposed the National Medical Commission bill. And during the visit, the union minister said that the bill is the biggest reform in the field of medical education. He also said that 130 crore people will be benefited as better medical treatment and services can be provided with the enactment of this legislation. Our next story, the Indian Space Research Organization ISRO's Chandrayaan-2 has sent the first pictures of the Earth as it viewed it from space. In a series of tweets, ISRO has shared the Earth's pictures clicked by the L-14 camera on board Chandrayaan-2's Vikram lander and, well, the most powerful 3-stage rocket GSLV Mark III M1 had launched the spacecraft into the Earth's orbit on July 22 from the spaceport in Sriharikota, Andhra Pradesh. Wonderful pictures. And in the United States, at least 20 people were killed in a shooting. This happened at El Paso, a shopping center. This is Texas we're talking about. The massacre occurred near the Cielo Vista Mall in El Paso, Texas, a few miles from the US-Mexico border. At least 26 people, including children, are being treated at local hospitals. Investigating authorities said that a young white man is in custody and is believed to be the sole shooter. They've added that a hate crime is possible. among the possibilities for the reasons behind this crime. Also, the federal government personnel, including the FBI and ATF, are on the ground actively assisting the local authorities. They are leading the response to the shootings. The US President Donald Trump has termed the shooting incident as terrible. He said that it was not only tragic, it was an act of cowardice. And on that somber note, we conclude this bulletin. Thank you very much for being with us. Namaskar.